Hey guys, Scare9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video we're going to be ranking all 35 exotic emotes within the Destiny universe right now. Very, very exciting. Now before we jump into this, I do want to go ahead and rep my shirt real quick. You are reading this correctly, Mother Chicken. You guys know I call my subscribers Mother Chickens. I appreciate all of your support and all that, so I designed this shirt. If you were interested in picking one up like Sci-Fireman has, go ahead down in the top link in the description and buy one, and make sure to send me a picture on Discord or on Twitter when you do, and I will shout you out in a video just like that. The first people are just starting to get theirs. I'm so very excited. I hope you guys like them. But yeah, just know that option is there for you if you're interested in the official Mother Chicken t-shirt. So yeah, thank you if you're interested and if you're going to buy one. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to be ranking all 35 exotic emotes. As always, these are my opinions. If you don't agree, let me know why down in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. I want to know how close my list is to your guys's, because I know I have some pretty unpopular opinions in this list, I would say, and I'm interested in hearing how you guys think about all of these different emotes and things like that. And then also for this list, we are not going to be including temporal emotes that came back through Eververse either. This is just going to be the 35 completely unique and original exotic emotes to Destiny. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Now, at our 35 position, we have the red card emote. Now, I want to start off by saying there are no bad exotic emotes. There's none of them that I just plain don't like. This is just the least best one, in my opinion. I know that's kind of a weird way to word it, but they're all pretty good. This one I just think is the worst of them all, but it's still a pretty good emote. Now, I'm not really a fan of soccer. I know a lot of people are. I'm more of a hockey player. I ran cross country. Soccer's never really been my forte. I really haven't played it. I played it for like a year when I was a kid. So I can't really relate to this emote, so that doesn't help it at all. And then I can't really think of any great uses of it like in the Destiny universe. There's no way you can really like cheat and pull out a red card and call a foul or whatever it's called in soccer. So, yeah, it's just, it doesn't have a lot of utility. It's pretty quirky though. It's, you know, it's a lot of fun and that sort of thing. So it is going to go in the number 35 slot. Next one we have is Pyrrhic Victory. I'm not really sure what this one is supposed to be. I don't know why anyone would use it. It's not that great. It's weird. It's a weird one. It looks kind of cool, but I don't really understand what emotion it is supposed to be conveying. It's quite interesting. I'm obviously missing a reference. This is probably from a movie or something, and I'm completely missing it. So if you know what this is from, let me know down in the description below. But yeah, it's just going to go in the number 34 slot. And then in the number 33 slot, we have the All Alone Emotes. Now, this emote is kind of funny. You know, you see it a lot of times in like the beginning of Gambit matches. A lot of solo players will run this. And it gets pretty funny, you know? It is quite comical. I just don't understand a lot of like what the design choice behind this was. I think it would be really, really cool now that they're having these kind of dual emotes if another Guardian could walk up to you and then sit down on the swing, and then instead of you being like sad and pushing, when someone jumps on the swing, you get all happy because now you have a friend. I think that would be so cool and a very interesting twist on this emote, and add a little bit of functionality and make it go from like 33 on my list easily to top 15, if not top 10, because that would be very, very cool. Next, we have the Let's Chat emote. Not super eventful, nothing really happens. I can't really think of a time where you would be able to use this in game. It's pretty standard, and yeah, number 32 on the list. The next one is going to be Home Run. Once again, I never really played baseball as a kid. Once again, I played maybe like for 1 year, but it's not a sport I personally enjoy a lot. And that definitely affects how I see this emote, so I'm going to keep it down here at number 31. That being said, I do love whenever you hit it and do the home run, how he flicks the bat off. I think that is hilarious. That's a very cool touch, so that's why I put it up a little bit higher than all the rest I don't really like. But yeah, definitely that one coming in at number 31. Now, number 30, we have a very unique one, and that is going to be the Festival Dance. Now, this one is based on the Carnival in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, and it was exclusive to the Solstice of Heroes event. Now, what I love about this one is, like I said, it's super unique. A lot of these are like copied off of different emotes that you would see in different games. For instance, Call of Duty does have like a baseball emote and has for forever. I'm pretty sure Fortnite has one now, and a lot of these emotes are very similar across different games, but I've yet to see an example of this type of thing in a different game. So I really appreciate that. Its uniqueness is very cool, and it's also a ton of fun to use when combining with legendary emotes to make some really fun dances with your peacock feathers and stuff. That's just very cool. So yeah, this one is going in at number 30. The next one we have in the number 29 slot is the Popcorn Emote. A great emote for waiting around. It's very fun, but things that are going to detract points from it is kind of the opposite of the last one. The Popcorn Emote is in pretty much every game I can think of. It's always been like a classic, like, waiting emote. And while I think the Destiny version is the best one out of any of the other games, I think this one's very fun. It's done very well. It looks very good. It is kind of an overplayed emote in my opinion, so it's going to go down here on the list. And now in the next slot, we have the Heroic Guitarist, which if you've been around my streams, you know I play guitars. In fact, like right here, like right off screen, I have my guitar right there. It's beautiful, by the way, but I obviously play electric guitar, right? I'm not a huge fan of acoustic. There's nothing wrong with it. I have an acoustic. I dabble around from time to time. It's just not my favorite type of music. And one other thing that really kills this emote for me is that there's no sound. We'll get to one in a second that is really cool and it plays a sound. I feel like this one would be really awesome if while you were finger picking, if it was playing like one of the songs in the original Destiny or something, just as a cool throwback to the universe. But rather, we got this quite plain emote that doesn't really it's not too impressive. I feel like it really could have been amplified if it was actually amplified. What a joke. If it actually used sound, which would have been really cool. Next up, we have the Sad Trombone Emote. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about with the last one. This one actually makes a sound. It really adds to the emotion of this emote, which is very cool. You know, it actually conveys a feeling that you very well could be feeling within the game or about the game or something like that. Whereas the Heroic Guitarist, because it doesn't convey any sound and doesn't have any sound, it really doesn't elicit any emotion. So there's that. I really like the Sad Trombone one because it does make that sound. It's very unique. Not a lot of emotes make sounds, but this one does, which is why it is in the number 27 spot. Next, we have the veteran exclusive for right now emote, the Knife Trick. Now, this is, of course, what Destiny veterans will know Petra Venge used to do. She used to just flip her knife around. It's very cool. Unfortunately, there's a bug at this point in time where it doesn't go continuously. We don't have an ETA on that fix yet, so that's going to hurt it a little bit. This one is pretty cool. Whenever that gets fixed, that'll help out this emote a lot because it's kind of annoying having to start it over every 2 flips and all that. It's a really, really fun emote. Very cool. It ties into the universe, and that is why it is going in the number 26 slot. Now in the 25 slot, we have the Cerebral Explosion emote, which is of course based on the Mind Blown Adult Swim meme. This one is really freaking cool. Unfortunately, it is a paid exclusive emote to the Eververse. You have to use real life money to buy silver to buy this emote. It's like $10, but it's still an amazing emote. It's a ton of fun. It's based on a hilarious meme. It's really fun to do in game because it cycles forever. So if you're waiting on friends, you can just sit there and like, wah, wah. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very cool. It looks like they put a lot of work into the emote in general. It's very colorful. I love it a lot. That is why it is in the number 25 slot. Now at the 24 slot, we have the S'mores emote, a fun emote. However, it doesn't really elicit any emotions or express any emotions. You're just kind of like messing around with the s'mores, but it's super unique. I've yet to see anything like this in any other game. It's a lot of fun. I really like s'mores personally. It's nothing insane, but it's a pretty fun emote that was exclusive to an event. And yeah, that's why it's going in the number 24 spot. Now in the number 23 slot, we have the Curtain Call emote. Not the most original idea for an emote. You know, people have been kind of doing this take a bow, bask in the glory of the audience type of thing forever. It's a pretty fun emote though. It has a lot of different moving parts. The roses are cool. I wish they were 3D. The fact that they're 2D and they just kind of turn with the camera, that does knock it down a little bit. It looks a little bit less authentic, but it is a lot of fun. It's a cool emote. And yeah, it's going in at the number 23 slot. Now in the number 22 slot, we have the Nothing Is Wrong emote. This one's a lot of fun. It's obviously based on the Everything Is Fine emote where you have the dog sitting at the table and then the building bursts into flames and he's just sitting there like being all sorts of fine and stuff. There's a scene in the original vanilla Destiny 2 launch trailer, I believe, where you had Sweeperbot kind of doing the same thing with Cade 6. A lot of fun and very, very funny, kind of reminiscing on that. So this is kind of a callback to a reference to a meme, which is a lot of fun. And there have been a lot of hilarious Twitter posts about people doing this in random places in the tower and stuff like that. So very fun emote, very cool, very creative, very silly, and that is why it is going in the 22nd spot on this list. 21 is going to be the Sweeping Exotic emote, obviously an homage to one of the most fan favorite characters in the Destiny universe, Sweeperbot. I mean, who doesn't freaking love Sweeperbot? He's an icon at this point. He's kind of a legend, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun emote. It's really good for waiting around on people. You can joke about cleaning up or, you know, it's silly. A lot of these are, it's a lot of fun. It's something I do a lot with my friends. And yeah, sweeping emote is going to go here on the list. The next one is going to be yet another paid Eververse emote. If I remember correctly, this was actually the very first one. It was very controversial. It is going to be the Salute of the Iron Lords emote. Now, this one's kind of hit or miss with me. I do really like it. I like the callbacks to the lore. I don't necessarily like that it is associated with real life money. Like you do have to buy silver for real life money to buy this emote. I really, really wish it was tied into Iron Banner, but the quality of the emote in like itself is very well done. It's very cool. It calls back to Rise of Iron with your Iron Axe, and it's just really cool. And it's kind of the only reference to you actually being an Iron Lord within Destiny 2. They kind of forgot to code NPCs to say that, and this one, Salute of the Iron Lords, like you're not going to be doing a Salute of the Iron Lords if you're not an Iron Lord, right? So it kind of hints at the fact that you are still an Iron Lord, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty fun emote, and it is going at the number 20 slot. Now in the number 19 slot, we have one of the best callbacks to Cade 6. This was a original Season 1 emote. That is going to be the 6-shooter emote. And this used to be one of the most intricate ones. In Season 1, a lot of the emotes weren't that great. They were pretty plain. A lot of them only used like one color and that sort of thing. You had like the 4 different colored bottles that you shot, which is pretty fun. And a lot of people actually use this when loading into Trials of the Nine when it still existed. So this is like kind of a cult classic emote. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a ton of people have it. But the people that do honestly like it quite a bit, which is cool. Now in the number 18 spot, we have the mic drop emote, which is the ultimate sit down emote. You know, if you just do some awesome play in Crucible, you shut someone out of their super or something, mic drop right on their body. It is the ultimate emote. I'm pretty much always running it on a character when I'm playing Crucible, just so I can do that, just to try to get a reaction, make someone frustrated, make them play worse or something like that. It's a lot of fun. It's very simple. It's once again based on a pretty funny meme, but it's a lot of fun and is going in on the number 18 slot on this list. The number 17 one is a very interesting emote. Once again, it's brand new. It's for the veteran players. If you bought Forsaken before a certain date, you get this in the Petra's Knife emote. This one's pretty cool because it has actual functionality. It is the coin flip emote, and you get green for heads, yellow for tails, or vice versa, whatever you want to say. You're obviously mimicking the Drifter, how he does the coin flip to choose what enemies you fight and that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. It has actual utility in the game, and it's just, you know, I can't wait for everyone to get this. It's a veteran reward for now. Eventually, it will be added to Eververse. I think they said in May. That could be wrong, but I believe they said in May. And we'll have a bunch of people running around flipping coins, which will be a lot of fun. And yeah, that is going to be the number 17 spot. Now in the number 16 slot, we have the Standoff emote. This was part of the pre-order bonus for pre-ordering Forsaken. So it's quite exclusive. Not a ton of people did that. I mean, you know, obviously a couple 100,000 people did it, but it's going to be one of the more rare emotes in the Destiny universe. It's also a very fun callback to Cade 6, which is cool now that, of course, he's gone. Anytime I can get a nice little reference for him is going to be a welcomed addition to the game, in my opinion. And then also, it's got that functionality where the first time you hit it, you put your hand on your hip, and then the second time you hit it, you, of course, do the shootout thing. I like these more unique emotes because we have a lot of emotes where you just hit the button and you do some type of animation on loop forever, right? And so the ones that add more functionality to that, I really appreciate, and that definitely applies to the Standoff emote, which is why it's going in this spot. Next, in the number 15 slot, we have the Fireworks Exotic emote. Now, obviously, a lot of work went into this one. This one, I feel like, is a definitely underrated emote. It's pretty fun. Your character does a lot of fun animations. There's a lot of cool explosions and that sort of thing. It looks very good. It's very well animated, and it's super unique, so it's going in on the number 15 slot. Now, in the number 14 slot, once again, we have one of these emotes with multiple functionalities, which I've already said multiple times I very much appreciate. This is going to be the Fishing emote, and this one's really, really cool. It was unique to the Solstice of Heroes event. If you didn't participate in that, you don't have this emote. And the one thing I love about it is every time you pull up a fish, you have a 1 in 3 chance to get something different. So you can either get Callus's robot head, an actual fish, or a boot, which is really cool. I love these ones that are kind of randomized or they have some type of quirk. This one does it extremely well. It's very fun. It looks really good. And that's why it's going in the number 14 spot. Now in the number 13 slot, we have the All Mine one. This one's very fun. It was a Forsaken emote where it was introduced with Season 4, I believe. It's one of the most intricate emotes in the game. It's very long. You kind of do this thing where you dance around and then you drop them. It elicits so many emotions and it expresses so much over a short period of time. It's very cool. It's, of course, a reference to Gambit directly. And it's just a very fun, very, very well done emote. So that is why it is going in the number 13 slots. Now in the number 12 one, we have the Protecting Teammates emote. I already mentioned that I played hockey for a long time when I was a kid. I really like hockey. I really like this emote. It definitely brings out the kind of like if you're having an argument or a playful argument with some of your clanmates or whatever, just like, come on, fight me, and you drop the gloves or whatever. It's a really cool, funny, quirky emote. And it's done extremely well, which is why it is in the number 12 spot. Now in the number 11 slot, we have one of the most rare emotes of all time because it was exclusive to an event that happened during a time when not a lot of people played, and it was associated with the Crucible. So you had kind of all these different things happening to make this emote really exclusive in the game. It is going to be the Heart Sign emote. It happened during 2018, during the Crimson Days. This was definitely one of the lulls of Destiny. It was right before Warmind, so Bungie hadn't won back the audience yet, so definitely in a low part for the Destiny community, and it was a Crucible-based event where you had to play a lot of Crucible to rank up a lot and get these engrams, and even though the event was done really well, it's one of my favorite events ever, a lot of people didn't play it, making this emote really, really rare. And the thing I love about this, it's kind of like the upgraded version of the mic drop, right? Like I said that whenever you shut down someone in Crucible, you can do the mic drop. If you do the heart sign, it's kind of like the same thing. So it's really cool, really rare, very exclusive, and very, very fun. Now we have reached the top 10 emotes on this list. In the 10th slot, we have the Salty emote. It's like the heart sign. It does the same thing where you can kind of like mock someone if you shut him down or whatever, but everyone knows Salty Bay, the meme. It's very good, it's very cool, it's very simple, but it says a lot in just a few seconds, which is very cool. So going in the number 10 slots. Now in the number 9 slot, we have the Flip Out emote. This was one of my personal favorites from Season 1. It's very cool. This one is the one I always used going into Trials of the Nine. It's just very fun. Obviously, once again, based on a meme, but it's a lot of fun. Very, very cool, very unique. And yeah, going in the number 9 slot. Now going into the number 8 slot, we have the most unique emote on this list. And that is because it is based on a Bungie employee. So this is going to be the Unbridled Enthusiasm Exotic emote. This one's really cool. If you guys don't know, every time they introduce new subclasses, David Samuels is ecstatic about it. And he does all these really cool kind of impressions of the new subclasses, makes a bunch of noises and stuff. And he definitely loves his job, which is really cool. And in order to kind of pay homage to that and how much the community really respects that, Bungie has implemented it as this exotic emote into the game. It's very fun, and like I said, it's extremely unique because it's based on a Bungie employee, right? You're not going to see anything like this in any other games. It makes sounds, it does really fun motions, and it's this bright green, and it's really fun. So it's going in on the number 8 slot. Now in the number 7 slot, we have the Prankster Dance. It's obviously a reference to the Pennywise dance in It. I'm a big fan of the horror genre, and I love this emote in general. If you watch my streams, you know I'm always running this emote. When I'm waiting on my teammates, my character is doing this dance. Pretty much always. It's kind of a permanent fixture in that spot. Unfortunately, once again, it was one of these ones where you had to directly pay for it from Eververse, but in my opinion, it was definitely worth it. It's a very fun emote, and it's going in on the number 7 slot. Now in the number 6 slot, we have the Giving Exotic emote, which was, once again, super rare. This was actually probably rarer than the Heart Sign emote, because this once again happened in a time where there was a lull in Destiny. It was right after Curse of Osiris. It was for the Dawning 2017. It wasn't a very large event, and even worse than that, it was a Eververse centered event. This was before Bungie really heard our feedback and made it so it was gameplay centered. And in this one, you got like 3 free engrams, and if you didn't get what you want, you had to either buy it with Bright Dust or you had to pay for engrams. So not a lot of people have this, but I do. I really appreciated this one because it's very cool. It's one of the very first in-depth emotes. Like it's a lot different, right? Like with the season 1 emotes, they're all pretty standard. This one I feel like was kind of the first step to branching out to more unique emotes. It's very cool, and it's going in on the number 6 slot. Now in the number 5 slot, we have the Selfie Emote. Everyone loves this one. It's great for screenshots. It's very fun, very unique, and like I said, I really like these quirky emotes that are a lot different, that do their own thing. You know, you can put an animation on loop forever and call it an emote, but it's the ones that really change the definition of what it is to be an emote that I very much appreciate, and the Selfie definitely does that. Now in the number 4 one, we have literally the only emote on this list, I believe, to not come from Eververse, which is why it's up this high. It is going to be the Luxurious Toast one. It comes from the Spire of Stars raid. It's incredible. I guess there's a couple that don't come from Eververse. The 2 veteran ones technically don't, but they will. This one is awesome, though. I love this one. It's obviously mocking Callus when he's sitting down drinking his royal nectar in his throne and all that sort of stuff. This one looks really great. It's not from Eververse. I cannot stress that enough. That is super important going forward. As a raider, as a person who does a lot of these endgame activities, this is what I'm looking for. I love these exclusive emotes that show how much you have done something. So I love this emote. It's very fun, but most importantly, once again, it does not come from Eververse. So that is why it is coming in the number 4 slot. In the number 3 slot, we have the original Cade 6 throwback before he was dead. This is going to be the Spicy Ramen emote. This became like a meme of itself whenever it first came out. It's very cool. It's very fun. And now that Cade's gone, it has even more meaning in the Destiny universe, which is why it is going to go in on the number 3 slot. In the number 2 slot, we have an insanely unique and one of the most, if not the most in-depth emote within this list. That is going to be the Baking Cookies emote. It was, of course, exclusive to the Dawning that just passed in 2018. It's extremely long. It brings back, for a second, the Mix It Up emote, which for long-time viewers of the channel, you know that was our favorite emote in Destiny 1. It was a lot of fun. So they sort of brought it back. You're baking cookies in this emote, which is really cool because not only is it exclusive to the Dawning 2018, it is a perfect representation of what this event was in a super unique and super fun and super impressive way, because you know someone had to go in and do the motion capture for this, and it's obviously really in depth. So I very much appreciate that. I love this emote, and it is coming in the number 2 slot. And then the number 1 best emote in the game. If you didn't guess it, I don't know what you're doing. The Poultry Petting emote. Done. Right? Chickens are my channel. I do that all the time. I say mother chickens. I have so many chickens in this house. You don't even know. You guys can't even see the rest of my office, but like, there's like 20 chicken cameos around here. I love chickens. It's a perfect emote. Once again, a throwback to Cade. It's really fun to mix with like the dab emote where you're like swinging a holographic chicken everywhere. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty much a perfect emote in my opinion. It's really awesome. It is coming in the number 1 slot. And yeah, so that is going to be the entire list. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. What do you agree with? What don't you? Once again, I want to have a discussion, so let me know down in the comment section below. Once again, if you are interested in picking up my shirt, it will be the top link in the description. Make sure to tell me on Twitter or Discord so I can shout you out in the video. I appreciate your faces. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and share it with your friends. If you're interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed to my awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.